Hey everybody, we're going to get into 2-point perspective drawing. So this is an example I did of 2-point. It's not finished, but basically what you can see is we have a corner. You've got receding lines going down to the right side and to the left side. So it's called 2-point because there's a point over here and a point over here, and all angles are, or all lines are receding, or objects are receding back towards one of those 2 points. Here's a finished example of something else. Now this is also 2-point perspective. I've just moved one of the points in off the corner of the page, or off the edge of the page, in order to make kind of this interesting street corner, and then this street kind of goes flat. Yeah, 2-point perspective. Last one is an in progress. It's kind of like these floating buildings with rocks and stuff like that. So here we go, 2-point perspective. This is a fun thing to learn. And we're going to start on a little bit of a smaller scale here. Now the main thing you need is 2 points. So your 2 points need to be somewhat in line with each other. If one of them's here and one of them's way over here, your drawing's just going to be odd. So you do want them to be somewhat in line with each other, let's say. And we're going to put ours somewhere near the center of the paper, or the middle of the paper. I'm just going to put a mark there and a mark there. Now, if we were to draw a line across here, that would technically be called your horizon line. And basically what that means is everything above your horizon line is going to angle down, and everything below your horizon line is going to angle up. I'm going to end up erasing that later, so don't worry about it for right now. So we're going to start just with a very basic street corner, okay? Starting with drawing buildings. Now the corner is going to be above and below our horizon line. So I'm going to start off here. And you know what? I'm going to draw this first building. Yeah, I'll just use pencil. Now, when we draw it, we want your line to be vertical. We don't want it to be angled like this. You want your line to be parallel with the edges of your paper. So we're going to do our best here to draw a vertical line. You can make it as tall as you want. So this is going to be the corner of the building. On this side, we're going to go up towards the left vanishing point. On this side, we're going to go up towards the right vanishing point. Now, here's the things. I'm not going to say they get tricky, but you have to start paying attention here. So this is how wide you want your building to be. I'm going to draw it about that wide or so. And now, for the bottom edge of your building, you want to try to go that same distance as you did for the top edge of your building, because your building is a three-dimensional rectangle or a three-dimensional square. Now, I'm going to just kind of guess that that's pretty close. And now, when you connect those 2 points, you'd want to have a vertical line that's parallel to this corner, which was also parallel to the edge of your paper. So if those 2 lines aren't matched up, you don't want to just like connect them, because your line might be off a little bit. I can tell right now that my ruler is not parallel to this initial edge of my building. So I do want to make it so those, or this edge of the building is pretty much parallel here, and I can connect my 2 receding lines, trim that off. Okay, so that's going to be one side of my building. The other side, you can make it the same the same depth or width. I'm going to make mine a little bit wider. It's like a rectangular building. And this top line, I'm going to go, it's probably right about there or so. Notice how I'm using the ruler on every line. And now I'm going to connect these 2. Now I can already tell that this line is a little bit longer than my bottom line. So what I'm going to do is make sure my ruler is parallel with the edge of my paper. Draw my line up here. And then I just need to finish off that little bit right there towards the vanishing point. And we should be pretty good. Okay, so there's the corner of our building, and right now it just looks like a floating three-dimensional object. We're going to end up putting doors and windows and stuff on there. First off, let's do a door here. It's basically a small, I guess maybe a rhombus it's called, I guess. But basically it's made with a vertical line. And then since this door is below my horizon line, the top of the door is going to angle towards my vanishing point. And then you just draw this line for however wide you want your door to be. Okay? And then we're going to finish it, and I'm actually going to switch my ruler around here so I can make sure that the other side of my door is parallel. Okay? Right like that. That can be your door. It doesn't look like a door yet. You could add a little door handle here, or if you want to make it like an entryway, here's something that's kind of cool. We're gonna go from this bottom corner straight across, horizontally. Not angled anywhere, but straight across horizontally. So watch this. I like making a little sound effect. Now it looks like an entryway to the building, kind of walk in there. Okay. Up here, let's do a couple windows. Now we're just gonna make one kind of long window. So I'm gonna start off with, it's gonna be the top or the front edge. Here's the top of my window. I'm gonna draw it towards the vanishing point on the right. And I'm not gonna go all the way to the edge of the building because I wanna leave a little space because I left a space over here. And then for the bottom of that window, I'm gonna do the same thing and go towards the vanishing point for the same length or width of my window. Connect those two parallel to the edge of my building. And it kind of looks like a big, huge window. Now I could go back, I suppose, with vertical lines and I could divide it up a little bit. Windows, cool. Sometimes show they're made of glass, people do something like that, you know? Great. Okay, now on this side, let's do something a little more complicated. We'll add like a double door and then a couple windows that are in line but not connected. So we got a vertical line here. This is gonna be for our door. We're gonna go towards the vanishing point on the left here for as wide as we want the door to be. It's gonna be a big, wide door. Maybe we'll make it like a garage door or something. And then we're gonna finish it with a vertical line here. Now I'm gonna switch my ruler over and make sure that my ruler is parallel with my first line, and then draw that in like that. Now, I said it's gonna be like a wider door, or let's say it's, you know, maybe a garage door or something. So if you want to look like a garage door, like you could go into a parking ramp or something like that, we're just gonna draw some lines that are all going to this left vanishing point, just to add a little detail on there. And you can space them out as evenly as you'd like. But the main thing is all these lines are going up towards the vanishing point on the left. Cool, it's like a little garage door or something. Now we're gonna draw like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows on here. I wanna make them about the same height as my ones that I drew on the other side of the building, because it is a good building. Now, I'm gonna draw lines lightly, because then I'm gonna end up erasing, okay? So here I'm gonna go lightly, because I'm gonna erase all the way down to the other end, towards the vanishing point, and then here, all the way to the other end, towards the vanishing point. Finish that with a vertical line. I'm gonna freehand that, okay? Now, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this like 2 windows. So let's say like vertical line, and so that's gonna be like a window. Then I'm going to leave a space and do like another 2 windows, vertical line. So that's gonna be the start of one, the middle, and another there. And this is gonna be the start, middle, and end of that window. And then I'll even do one more. So I'll have like 4 of these double windows, and I'll show you how that looks in a second here. So now those are all my windows, and I'm just gonna erase this receding line in between them. This only works if you drew lightly and you don't shake your paper and crumple it up all over the place. Okay, so now we got like 4 windows on that side, okay? Here's another cool tip that you could do. It's kind of fun. In order to make it look like let's say these windows are, like you can see inside of them. Check this out. Like let's say you can see inside here and you can see the roof, or I'm sorry, the ceiling inside this room. I'm gonna go from this corner up here, directed towards this opposite vanishing point for how wide the window is. And watch what happens. Got my ruler set over here on the vanishing point. So now what's happening? You can see the windows, you know, clear, clean. You can see in there, and this is the wall of the room, and this is the ceiling in the room. Pretty cool. Okay? You could do the same thing on the other side too if you wanted. All right, so that's the basics of drawing a building. First, next thing I'm gonna do is add a couple buildings beyond here, and then we're gonna pause it and come back for part 2 where we add sidewalks and roads and everything. Now, I'm gonna draw a building over here. I'm gonna continue on the same line here because both buildings are gonna be on the same sidewalk. I'm gonna leave a little space in between those 2 buildings right there. Now I'm gonna go vertical, straight up and down. Sorry, my paper got a little crooked there. vertical straight up and down for how tall the building is going to be. It's going to be like a steep building. Yikes. That's way too steep. That was horrible. Sorry about that. Let's go like this. That was just really bad. Don't worry about it. And now I'm going to draw the other edge of my building here with a parallel line. And I want to kind of keep this first line in mind as well, so that my next building runs kind of parallel to it. All right, so that's one side of the building. Once again, I shouldn't have done that. That was horrible. But now I'm going to go from the top and the bottom of that line towards the opposite vanishing point until I hit this side of the building. So watch what I mean by that. Line it up in this bottom corner. I got the other end of my ruler over here in the vanishing point. I'm going to draw a line like that. So basically what's that showing, or what that's showing is you're like here and there's a little space between the two buildings. We can do the same thing with the top. Line the ruler up with the top and then the other end of the ruler at the vanishing point. And we're going to draw that line until we hit the building. There we go. That building is sitting behind here, but also next to it. Pretty cool. Okay, that's the end of this one. We'll come back and add some more details later. See ya.